Today we're going to be taking a look at 75437 Cobb Vanth Speeder. This set just released on January 1st with 207 pieces and a nasty retail price of $35 US. Now obviously I haven't opened the set yet, so I don't really know how small or big this build is, but at first glance this does not feel like a $35 set at all. On the bright side though, it does include two long-awaited figures, that being a new Cad Bane and Cobb Vanth, and from what I can tell with this box art, it looks like LEGO pretty much went all out with them, so that's very exciting. And then on top of that, like I said with the Mandalorian Speeder, I love this new Mandalorian and Grogu themed box art. I love the vibrant blue because it pops and it reminds me of the 25th anniversary box art, which I really like. But opening up the box and digging in, on the inside you're going to find just 3 numbered bags, along with of course your instruction manual. Taking a look at the two figures here, LEGO actually really did go all out with them, which is really refreshing to see. Here we have Cad Bane, and this is the first Cad Bane LEGO has made since the one that came in the Justifier in 2022, and that was a $170 set, so getting one in a cheaper set, well, quote-unquote cheaper set like this is pretty nice to see. And he's very highly detailed. He's got arm printing on both arms, which is really nice to see in a cheaper set, along with amazing continuous torso to leg printing, along with some pretty minimal back printing. And then here we can get a good look at his face print, along with his breathing tubes that look absolutely amazing. His face print actually does pretty well represent what we see in the Book of Boba Fett, and you definitely can differentiate this from the Clone Wars version, so that's nice. Overall, LEGO just blew this figure out of the water, and I can see it becoming pretty sought after very quickly. Next up here we have Cobb Vanth in his scrapped Boba Fett armor, and just like Cad Bane, this is simply just a beautiful looking figure. He too has arm printing that is very highly detailed and looks amazing, and then from there, just the amount of detail on his helmet and his torso print and his leg prints is incredible. They really knocked it out of the park with this sort of scuffed and banged up look from all the damage this armor has taken. And then on the back, you're of course going to have his jetpack, along with printing underneath the jetpack, and if you prefer to have him not wear his helmet, he of course also comes with a hairpiece, where you can get a nice look at that face print that is double-sided. And then you're also going to notice that he comes with a Western style blaster that I think fits him really well. Overall, these two minifigures are pretty much perfect, and honestly, after the sloppiness of minifigures and sets like the Death Star and even the recent Mandalorian Battle Pack, seeing minifigures like this that actually have a lot of thought and effort put into them is actually really refreshing. And it's kind of disappointing that LEGO doesn't try this hard with figures more often. And just like the figures, the speeder is extremely detailed as well. Like, actually, it's kind of bizarre how much detail they were able to pack onto this small little build. Now, does it feel like a $35 build? No, not even close. But that doesn't take away the fact that it is dang near perfect. Taking a look at the driver's seat here, there's a lot going on. He's got like a little footrest there, or a step up, I guess. And then underneath the seat, you have some cool techniques pulling off some nice shaping. And then at the front, you're going to have his two giant handlebars that can move back and forth, obviously. And then of course, you can grab Cobb Vanth and sit him in the seat. And I'm not gonna lie, he looks pretty small sitting in there, but it's definitely still pretty cool. And then from there, you're gonna have the massive engine thruster on the back, which is definitely my favorite part of the build. I just think it looks really epic. There's also gonna be some greebling right above that, and then loads of greebling on the left side here. Again, just the amount of detail they packed into this little build is ridiculous. It kind of blew me away. And then from there, there's gonna be even more detail and greebling on the top, and then this section right here can actually pop off, revealing a little storage area where you're gonna find some blue milk along with what I assume is supposed to be a carrot, and this will also act as a place to store his hairpiece or his helmet, whichever one you want to put in there. And then from there, you're going to have some nice red pieces showing on the front right side, and then of course the massive pod racer wings on the front and the engine intake. And then if you're wondering, this is what the bottom looks like, not a whole lot to look at. I mean, I'm honestly just simply really impressed with this build. I was not expecting it to be this good. Again, my favorite part is definitely the engine on the back. I just think it looks awesome how massive and kind of dramatically oversized it is. But overall, it just absolutely sucks that this set has to cost $35, because if you couldn't tell so far throughout this video, I pretty much think all the content is perfect, the minifigures are detailed, the build is detailed, everything's pretty much perfect. And if this was maybe a $20 or $25 set at most, I'd probably give it a 10 out of 10 without hesitation. But no, LEGO just always has to find a way to ruin perfectly good sets, which just sucks. I mean, it's $10 more expensive than it needs to be for absolutely no reason. And I really hate that because it's holding it back a lot. So because of the price, I'm going to take off 2 points and give it an 8 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think about this set down in the comments below. If you're new, please consider subscribing. And if you want to check out more of my videos, you can see the link on the screen right now.